I can. My friend is stupid. Goddamn. I love them. I love my friends, y'all. I really do. They're good people. I hope you get to know them. Like, truly and honestly, I do. They're just really nice and friendly. You know, that's all you gotta do is just be nice and friendly. You know, that's all you gotta do. All you gotta do is be nice and friendly. Yeah. Ore, 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 ore. Gotta put all these down. Not that one. There you go. So, if you haven't noticed yet, with me putting things down and everything, I'm actually incredibly late. I'm about an hour late to the usual stream time. And boy howdy, did just going and getting from one place to another today was just a Herculean task. I mean, legitimately, like, I was stuck in traffic for, I want to say, like, half an hour, both ways. And it was just kind of suckety-suck. Hey, Audacity, how are you doing? Pleasure having you around, as always. It's really great to see you, honestly. You and your sea storms. But, suffice to say, I am a little bit late. Gotta do this now. And the suffering begins. Has to say. But we're gonna continue on. We're gonna get going to more of Trial Part 2, and then after Trial Part 2, we're probably gonna go into Part 3. I don't know how long I'll make it go for. Maybe I'll finish the whole thing. I don't know how far we're headed for Trial Part 2. I don't know. But we got plenty more where that came from. Let's see here. Okay. So we do that. We're all good to go. We're fantastic. We're as the kids say, Gucci. As to what a brand does with what, I don't know. But last when we left off with Mr. Nadal, all the jury just swung whoosh right back on us. Said we're all guilty. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be true. That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley. How dare you use it against us? Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. That's beyond any doubt. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Fullman, you and the other jurors ready? Goodman squad is primed and ready for action, sir. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, the jury. You will each explain on what grounds you are now determined the defendant to be guilty. I hope we get the maid on our side again, because I love the maid. She's so cute. Then again, I love me a girl that just legitimately just like has like a stone face and just makes my heart pitter patter so much. Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed to us law-abiding as citizens. As only two brothers were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket. I never imagined that simple operation would caused me such grief. The accused attempted a death at the previous day. I could see that I'm in for a busy day ahead. I am Basilisk expert. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know about guns. What? It seemed this is a little, remaining room for doubt. I have to admit, I was rather bowled over by the arguments put forward by the chap in black. When that fell apart from the House of Cards, I saw that, jolly well been hoodwinked. Well, no more. The whole courtroom is turning against me. It's not fair. Iris? The prosecutor's being mean. Just because Genny's done some things you shouldn't have done in the past. That doesn't make her a murderer. It's true. Murdering somebody does. Allow me to savor this fruity vintage, while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the meta. Oh god! Thank you for the sub cactar! Why are you taking your rage out? Well, I'm glad that it was specifically that one. It was specifically the one that with the shaky. Work sucked today! No, I'm sorry to hear that, Cactar. I'm very sorry. And now my GF responds to things. Well, I'm sorry to hear that your work sucked today, Cactar. That really does suck to hear. I hate hearing my friends not having a good time. He sucks. I wish I had a lot more money to go help other people out, but I don't. Some previous fucking assholes. I see. Don't tell me they hurt Rar's feelings, because they better not have. And when you talk to their parents respond by tattling to the principal. Like, fuck you, I'm an adult. Yeah, exactly. Bunch of piece of crap people. No good tattletales. Don't they know the code? Like, snitches get stitches? I feel like that's the first thing I would teach a kid. Like, if I were in that grade system, if I taught people, I'd be like, snitches get stitches. Just understand that, you know, this is the court of law. Mr. Sloth, how are you doing? How hot is it there? Apparently it's 90 degrees, from my side, but considering, everything, I think you may be feeling something similar, considering our same kind of, atmosphere, as it were. Oh, Rar's here too! It's great to see! Oh, we got a band here! Yo! Who's gonna be the drummer? Nah, I told the parent myself, then a parent told principal, and fuck it, I don't care. I could give a kid a referral, that kid can't go to junior high. Yo! Let's do it, let's ruin someone's life. That's what I'm about. I'm about ruining people's lives. You wrong me, I wronged you. This is why I am neutral evil, baby. That's why the dad was mad. Screw him. No, I'm formally making a referral tomorrow. Yo, do it. The 2 top junior highs won't take his kids. Good. I'm glad to hear. Snot-nosed brats need to be taught a lesson too. Here's the truth coming out. Eventually. Fuck them kids. I'll say it right now. Fuck them kids. You usually chaotic evil naturally. Valid as heck. I just feel like being true evil is kind of like, ironically, true evil. Because with chaotic evil is in perspective of what you're looking at with good. Neutral evil is more like, how does this benefit me and how can I profit off things? And you know what? I definitely feel like I'm more of the latter on that end. I just tend to be a bit better about it, like, because the how can this benefit me includes friends. Well, we gotta add another image. Why are you and your images? I swear. You really pulling that thing strong. You really are. Okay. Oh, yo, this is a good one right here. This one slaps. This is a good one. I need to get like new things or something, like for real. No, I should keep that. Should keep that too. Arg. I'll put it on the canola bit. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's see here. So I was genuinely surprised today because someone literally did like a small confession to me about like wanting to be my GF, and I was like, what? Because literally, what? Am I entering on my popular phrase or something, or some jazz like that? I swear, y'all, like it might be happening, and I don't get it. Ho, yeah, pretty much. Look, I will never deny the fact that I'm a hoe, but I don't want to get into relationships just for the sake and fact of it all, you know? So it's just kind of like, I told them effectively, like, it's not a no, but like I will need time, effectively. So it's just kind of like one of the situations where it's just like, ugh, I don't get it. It's not like I don't like them. It's not like I don't like the person that I'm currently interested in. And it's not like I don't like my GF either. In fact, I got several crushes on other people that we're not even talking about. You need the tea? Yeah, that's fair. Are we just gonna do this? This fucking screw Ace Attorney? Let's just talk about Loss's love life? Shoot. You're poly, just take all the GFs. I mean, being poly doesn't mean you get to just take all the GFs. It means you have access to take GFs. It also means for me personally, because the way me and my GF work out is we could kind of just like get it if we're gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? That's really cool. My GF is great. She just straight up just like, yeah, you know, like whatever. Like if you could get it, like please, I would want you to get it. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, I have no game, so I don't understand. Go hoe yourself. I can't. I need a pimp or something. That's what I need. I don't get it. Like I said before, I don't see it. 3-hour streams where we just talk about your love life. Shoot, I could do that. Be very depressing though, I'll tell you that much, Destiny. It wouldn't be a fun stream. It just would not. Not to mention I've already mentioned some of this stuff before on a vlog. Rar does that. Damn. Hashtag lost lover. Oh, fuck. You know what? Now I think about it. Shoot, that lost nomenclature for the lost leader bit could go for that. Yeah. Aside from the GF that I have now, literally everybody else I've asked out, and to some sort of degree I've been ghosted on, or I've been tricked to something, or a combination of the two, I would say. I have not had a good love life, and this is why I don't try to dive into it too much, but I'm genuinely confused, like, how people are finding me attractive now, because I don't get it. I literally do not. I swear to God, if Azazel comes in here and just starts going about it, like, no, let me be a Debbie Downer right now. I need to you need to understand something. Just legit. Never happened in my life with this such, and now it's happening. It's very confusing. So I'm just kind of like, people find me attractive, or like they want to go out with me is confusing to me. I need time to process that. I really do. Yeah, exactly. That's just all it comes down to, really. And it's not like I don't want to reciprocate, but like, I don't know, it's hard. Yeah, I get you, Cactar. I hurt. But now I'm successful, I have a house, so fuck it. Stop it. Stop, switch. It was 98 earlier, it's 91 now. I'm 88 right now, so it's just kind of like a whatever situation. Yeah, it's not as hot as it was before, but like I was stuck in a car for a while because of traffic and just, oh god. Well, let's enough of this talk of apparently I'm in popular face. Let's actually get to Ace Attorney, yeah? It'd probably be a good thing to do. It's enough preamble. Council, proceed with the summation examination. Hey, preamble, yo. You know what? Let's look up preamble. I want to see if I was actually, if this is actually appropriate, because that's pretty cool. Preamble. An introductory statement, especially the introductory part of a constitution or statute, as usually states the reason for and intent of law. An introductory fact or circumstance, especially when indicating what is to follow. Hey, that's nice. That was kind of preamble. It was kind of preamble. You remember when my hair was shorter than yours? What? Why would you remember that? Oh, did you cut it off because of how hot it is? I don't cut it off because my hair is just going to be the way that it is regardless of the fact, so. Plus, I'm trying to grow it out. I want it to be longer than this, but it's never been like longer than this. Oh, it's a bit longer than... Yeah, my hair can't grow longer. It really makes me sad because I want it to grow longer, but it just hasn't been able to so far. I don't know if it's like a thingy thing or not, but yeah. It does go surprisingly far when curled. Like, it goes to my titty. Like, right now it does. Like, the longest strands go to my titty. But I want it to go, like, all the way on my backside, you know? That'd be cool. Okay. Let's focus together, everybody. Focus! Yes, my lord. Jury examination. The defense's rebuttal. Once a rogue, always a rogue. Okay. So we're gonna go to this. This dude seems to have the information we want. Seen many shootings, but nothing I do not know of guns. You want to talk about that more, mister? I thought you were just a tourist. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. There's no way he's just a visiting tourist. I feel like I like these games because I like Perry Mason, but I don't like the visual novels much. I don't know what Perry Mason is, so I find them fun. So you're a ballistic expert? Who knew? I have much experience with guns. I lived through many, how to say, extreme, violent, death of, no, blood of, extreme violent bloodbaths, perhaps. Those extreme, violent, bloodbaths. English is very difficult tongue. Old lawyer chef from the 50s. Considering the sort of people you associate with, I'm surprised you still have a tongue. Anyway, if you have questions with bullets and guns, you ask me. There's nothing I do not know. No mystery I cannot solve. He's very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure. But, if possible, please, only in Russian language. He's not very confident in his knowledge of English, though, is he? No, still. We should bear it in mind. He's our man, if there's a mystery about guns or bullets. I see, so we could probably figure out, like, how to do bullets or certain things, like, trace bullet to bullet. And Six has managed to convince everyone. When you have eliminated the impossible, he said. But he hasn't. We're going to fight back. We need more material. We have to fight back. We have to turn this trial around again. Black and white, single color episode, but it's weird. prefer black and white. Yeah, black and white shows had a very interesting thing to it. I definitely feel like I Love Lucy is better in black and white. Mainly just because it feels weird to see her in color. But like, I Love Lucy just slaps in general. It's a knee slapper right there. Only 2 bullets were found at the scene. I would say the whole case is done and dusted.
Hold it!
So the number of bullets that has you convinced? Only 2 bullets were fired. The 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asked me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. That's logical, I suppose. Have I played Judgment? No, I have not played Judgment yet, Mr. Solith, but I do plan to. I actually plan to. Albeit. Yeah. I'm gonna play that after I play Yakuza Dead Souls, because Yakuza Dead Souls is a bad game, and I want to get over with that. It definitely is an interesting bad game, but it's still a bad game. So yeah. I am shocked to learn that Dead Souls is like $99 now. Crazy. Although... Yes? Sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like to find china. Does your employer dine with thieves? So I suppose... if there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position. A 3rd bullet somewhere on the scene. Could that be possible? Yeah, I could prove it. Allow me to show you then. The 3rd bullet. The 3rd bullet. I don't think I have proof. I think I went a little too ahead. I think I went a little too ahead. Shot through the man's back. Kind of how Dead Souls gets ported, but the gameplay isn't that fun, but the setting is fine. Oh yeah, absolutely. Dead Souls is an interesting game in the Yakuza series, and I hope they kind of like continue on with it, because I definitely think it could be like a fun little thing like they had with what is it called? They're the Japanese like Ronin samurai stuff that they had for Yakuza. Like, I really want that to show up and be about, but yeah, sometimes that just don't happen. Examine. What if we have to pop your 2 prints in here to start with, you see? And then when you look through the eyepieces, see the images, the image in 3 dimensions. Important thing is to get right in the position of 2 prints. I don't know who came up with the idea of stereoscope. It's really quite fascinating. I was hoping if we open it, there would be like a bullet or something. They hinted at it, yeah, Kenzin and Ishin, but like March, yeah, Kiwami remakes of them. Yeah, I would love that. I would love to see that. That'd be great. I don't think we have it. I don't think we have it. I think I went too into this. It's saying that we do. Yeah, we know where that print is. Oh man, I really had to do this today, huh? I had to just go like, yeah, of course I got it. Round was fired.
Take that!
Yeah, no. Don't suppose this would pass as a 3rd bullet. Passes for a bullet as much as you pass for a lawyer, my learned friend. Coming from you, I'm going to take that as meaning not much. No way does it resemble a bullet. That helps your understanding of my last remark. Yeah. Yeah, that's on me for being able to. Yeah, let's actually try to find... Let's try finding the third bullet. I went a little too ahead of myself, I will say. But you know what? Sometimes that happens. You just see it open and you're like, oh, 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 monkey. Okay. See the truth. Every which way you look at it, it was the pickpocket. Okay, let's ask him. Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? The defendant's life is on the line here. Well, the thing is, I couldn't really say that this has nothing to do with this trial, to be honest. Huh? I mean, there's no question that the man was shot, but the bullet had simply vanished from his stomach. It's quite impeccable, don't you think? I almost don't want to ask. The surgery, you've been muttering about all this time. You were operating on... what was the fellow's name now? Herlick? No. Herlock? No. Hairlock? Herlock Schlums by any chance? Yes, good lord. It was a Hairlock fellow. What? You're the surgeon that operated on Mr. Schlums? That's right. They're using the very latest anesthesia techniques, I might add. He was a fairly major OP, I could tell you that. This is crazy. Let me see. The fellow was brought in not long after midnight, if I remember correctly. They said he'd been shot by some criminal or another, so I opened him up like a shot. And the funny thing is, I went over his insides with a fine-tooth comb. Couldn't find a bullet anywhere. So I'm afraid I had to throw my hands up and stitch the fellow back up. I hate to state the obvious, but... yes. Surely that's because the bullet is still at the scene of the shooting. The counsel for the defense is correct. As is clearly shown in the photographic print. The bullet that the Scullin brothers fired at Mr. Schlums hit him in the stomach region, then exited his body and lodged into the shop well, where the calendar was hanging by the door. Oh, this is all Renosuke. I think you'll find it's quite simple if you just consider the problem three-dimensionally. Who do you think I am, son? Well, turn number 4 is about the best I could do. As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over. Like a pancake? Are you saying that you checked his back? Of course I did. And there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign that the bullet had left the body at all. What? That's the point! The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards. Which is exactly why I set up about slicing him. I'm still none the wiser, well, even now. How many times do I have to say it? Can somebody please explain how it happened? Can somebody please solve the mystery? It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. The mystery of where the bullet ended up is infuriating. Where's the expert when you need one of those? So, he is expert. These two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other. Oh, a ballistics expert. Beating E-P-I-T-T. The night in question, Mr. Sloan was shot by one of the Scullin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sloan's body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sloan was shot. Juror number 6. Hello, my name is Velen. Pleased to meet you. It's apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? I have seen very similar situation in Motherland. It was night. There was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing cold. Golly. The snow was piling high on both sides of road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles, and they were on dog sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. I was shot from behind. I fell down in snow. And the situation was very similar to what I hear today from doctor. They could not find bullet in my body. And no sign of, how to say, exit wound. Then there were the bullet go. Bullet never hit me. But if it never hit you, why did you fall down? Bullet hit frozen wall of ice, where close to my side. What? One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. It made deep wound that looks like bullet wound. Good gracious! Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me. And that is solution to the mystery of disappearing bullet. But that doesn't answer the question at all! Huh? The shooting happened at the pawnbroker's shop. And not some snowy mountain road in another country! Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here. Bruno, where exactly was Hurley shot again? Well, according to the report, in his stomach? Sort of around to this area, I think. Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt. Pouch? Actually, I didn't notice something like that. Yes, a pouch! It's where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses in his investigations. What? Really? Doctor, where is the pouch Mr. Slomes was wearing? Well, the fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember. If I may... Lord Van Zeeks? While I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination, I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the courtroom. Sorry? As I understand it, when the police arrived at the scene and found Mr. Slomes injured, they removed the pouch in order to access the wound. Oh, thank goodness! I thought I was, getting forgetful for a moment. Since then, it has been in my safekeeping, along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Very well. While extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Well, we're getting it. I see. So this is the pouch worn by Mr. Slomes on the night in question, is it? Look at that! One of the files is broken, and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the file exploded. Exploded? So that night, the bullet from Scullin Brothers' gun struck Mr. Slomes' pouch. It was the glass vial exploding that caused the fellow's injury. This bullet did not penetrate a victim and was deflected into a wall of shop. A delightfully complex aroma. Well, it would appear one mystery has been solved at least. Though it has no bearing on the truth of this case. bungling and burgling brothers shot the detective, and the accused shot the pawnbroker. The printed facts of the case remain unaltered. But at least the mystery is solved. I can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man. Duh. Thank you very much. Glad I could help. Why is everything so hot? Why is life hot? Hot. I just want AC. Oh. Can you imagine if I had AC? Oh, baby. Them's the life. Due to its bearing on the conundrum just solved, court will sequester this scruffy pouch as evidence. Her lace pouch isn't scruffy. Now, the summation examination. It would appear the defendant is somewhat struggling to alter opinion. Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, there's a new piece of evidence. It could be a valuable clue. Can't afford to overlook anything here, Renosuke. There's still a way to turn this around somehow. I'm sure of it. So we're gonna go back to the maid. And I'm gonna save, because I could save. It'd be good to save. It's always good to save, baby. Whether you like it or you know it, it's always important to save, baby. Okay.
Hold it!
And these number of bullets. They're numbered, right? I can prove it. On this handy dandy new thing.
Take that!
No? That won't prove it? Dang it. Okay. Okay. So I just got a little too hasty. But we are gonna get the maid on our side, I bet. Attempted that on the previous day? I could see, I'm in a busy day ahead. Ooh. What do you mean, you're in for a busy day? Forgot to say, stop. Do excuse me, stop. I'm a communications officer, stop. Communications officer? Does that have something to do with sending telegrams? Everything from personal messages written by members of the public to the latest news in the capital. I convert all messages into Morse code and tap it out to the entire world electronically. To the entire world? Thousands of miles of cable under the sea, stop! Worldwide communication network, stop! Information are transmitted to and from all corners of the globe, stop! Ah, yes. She was getting equally worked up about radio waves, or like before, wasn't she? I specialize in communicating information from governmental departments and newspaper offices. I see. I'm sure I shall have to wire the newspaper reports of today's guilty verdict later. So no sleep for me tonight, I imagine. Let's just finish the trial first, shall we? So we didn't get anything from her. The accused attempted a theft on the previous day. She did not do a theft. Issued by the plumber owned by the victim, Mr. Windybank. Or identity ticket that issued from the plumber owned by the victim in the form of some handwritten notes in the back. Okay.
Hold it!
So if I'm understood correctly, you need two pictures, a left eye one and a slightly different right eye one. Exactly! Then you can see the scene in 3 dimensions, like this! So if we have 2 bullets, I don't suppose you could see anything useful with them. I think you'll find And no matter how much you squint at the truth of the situation, it always looks the same here. The only person who could have shot the victim is the girl in the dock. I'd be so sure of that. Think about it, the Scullin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice. Well then, surely it's coming into focus now, isn't it? It's a waste of time. Not going to change this man's mind anytime soon. Ugh. So he is our dud.
Hold it!
Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing, she must be guilty of murder? Is that what you're saying? Well... Are all members of the British Army so quick to judge? I beg your pardon? Are you mocking Her Majesty's armored forces? The greatest military organization in the world? No, simply illustrating my point. Making assumptions about people because they're a soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous. Well, yes. Might have a point there, I suppose. But let's not forget the girl had already shown she had it in her from before. She's clearly a criminal sort through and through, can't deny that. When you say that she had it in her, are you referring to this? Exactly. Tried to swap that only a day earlier, huh? And am I mistaken? Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that. I've never actually seen the real thing. I can't wait to have a closer look at it. Oh, yes, of course. Slums did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? Then ordered every type of music box he could find from across Europe. We still don't know when tune it plays, though, do we? But I'd like to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy. Mr. McGlynn's disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps we should examine it in more detail. Okay, let's examine it in more detail now. Okay. Oh, we could do a thing with it! Oh, Rena, look! This is blood! Yes, you're right. There's a small smear, but definitely blood. Actually, I feel as though I might have noticed that before. Aha! And it's my time to shine again. I thought I'd be waiting forever. Alright, hold still with the disc, Reno. Can we get this done quickly, Iris? In a flash! Sprit, sprit. What color is it this time? Green! Oh, a lovely bright shade again. Wait, that color. What is it? It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, is it? Different people's blood turns different colors. Okay. Okay. For McGlynn. For McGlynn! That's the man you defended in court a couple of months ago, isn't it, Runo? Yes, or rather, mistakenly defended. I wonder what his name is doing on the back of this disc. It's a question I'd love to know the answer to myself. I think that's it, really. Just the two right there. And then we have unknown with that blood. But it's green. Oh, God. Seriously, I don't know why I'm so hot. Why I keep sweating this way. Oh. I do declare this flower is wilted. Ugh. Okay, so... Remember, bred to us, law-abiding citizen. We still need to get more...
Hold it!
Oh, I didn't want to actually press him. I wanted to actually go into court record and look into this. You can't find anything out of place. Dare you? It's really scorched badly just here. Oh, the strap is broken. Look. This must be where the bullet hit them. Let me see. Yeah, let me guess. We had to like actually look at this bullet. What the? Iris, look! Beyond where the broken veil was. Do you see it? Ah, that's the Scullin Brothers bullet. The stroke of luck that it hit his pouch. This is an amazing discovery. What this means is there were 3 bullets fired at Windybanks that night. Not exactly what that juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet. It's time to press the juror again, I think. Alright, cool. So now we have an opening. We did it, fam. Take that, America. Okay, so we just need to get out of this. Yeah, I know. 3 dimensions. 3 dimensions! Oh. Someday I'll be able to leave. Someday. Someday. Yes, someday. Oh. Oh. Okay. Save again. Because saving is important. Okay. Now that we saved, we could press. And when we press, we could do a thing to see the test. Although... Yep, I could prove it. The maid here to shine the day again. The 3rd bullet.
Take that!
Here it is. We discovered it just now. Yes, on the night in question in Windybank's pawnbrokery, another bullet was fired.
Hold it!
What is this new trickery? You Nipponese conjurer. Where did you find that bullet? It was lodged inside Mr. Sloane's pouch. What? His pouch was removed from around Mr. Sloane's waist before he was taken to the hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one. Do you mean to say the shot fired by the Scullin Brothers that night? Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. We already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sloane's. It's clearly visible in this photographic print. Oh. 2 guns from the scene have already been submitted into the court record as evidence. Yes, that of Mr. Windybank and that belonging to the Scullin Brothers. Examination of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each. But that must mean... That's right. We now know that the night in question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene. Until that incontrovertible inconsistency is somehow explained, it cannot and must not pass judgment. Oh. Order. While the summation examination remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts that would appear to shake the very foundations upon which the case against the defendant has been built. As is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter! What? Bailiff, bring the witness back to the stand at once. Well, there's two of the brothers. Wouldn't they both have a gun? Witnesses. Governor! Were you listening to proceedings while the defendant carried out the summation examination? We was, Governor, we was! We could dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A 3rd bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that? make of it, Gov? I don't make nothing of it. Is it one of yours? God blimey, Gov. God blimey. Not a chance. In that case, do you have an accomplice? What? What? Never! Skull and Brothers walk alone! Just the two of us? That's our trademark! How soon we forget poor Scully. Poor Scully! Only 2 of the bullets from the crime scene originated from the firearms. We have an evidence. The 3rd bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it? Lumi, that's... Head scratcher. Counsel for the defendant. Yes? I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these new developments. The 3rd bullet, and the mysterious missing a firearm from whence it came. Thinking back over all the testimony we've heard, and all the evidence we've seen, I think I'm starting to form a picture. Picture of what really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear what this 3rd bullet tells us about the Scullin brothers. They had a secret. It's nothing to do with them. I think it had nothing to do with them is the best bet, because I feel like it happened a little bit later. You've returned? How are you still playing this? I'm just always still playing it. Like, fuck. I don't know what to tell you. Leave me alone, Cactar. I like playing video blames. I just do. I want to make sure this game is quite longer than the majority of other Phoenix Wright games that I've played. I believe it has nothing to do with them. Eh? Yes, eh? That's right. Yeah, nothing to do with us, Gov. We established that 1 bullet was fired from each of the 2 guns already known to the court. The logical conclusion, therefore, is that on the night in question, Mr. Windybank's pawnbrokery, there was another person present in possession of a 3rd firearm. Whilst the brothers may have been nothing to do with the 3rd gun or the bullet fired from it, it's inconceivable that they had nothing to do with the 3rd man. Yes, the brothers were working with an accomplice who was carrying a gun. I like how they let me just have it. An accomplice, you say? Pigs, well. These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations. Yet in all that time, there was been not a murmur of a 3rd man. If this apparently wrath-like being exists, the court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. Yeah. Prosecution demands answers on 2 accounts. Firstly, proof, evidence that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. And secondly, the identity of this spacious character. Scullins are lying, I know that. But how can I assert the identity of the person they're hiding? Well, counsel? I'm gonna save here just in super case. But I think it's gonna be that dude I was talking about earlier. The dude that was all like mamby-pamby. So we go here. It's probably him. Because we haven't seen him again, and he showed up once before. And I believe he like, clenched the thing enough for blood to show up. It's supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice. Reveal the person's identity, even... Respond to the prosecution's demand. My lord, the defense is ready to present answers. The defense is ready. I believe I can prove all the answers the prosecution demands. So, my Nipponiese friend, Despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. This promises to be interesting. I have to push forward now. There's no other option. I need to use every single piece of evidence available to me if it will make a difference. In that case, Counsel, I will ask you to present the evidence without delay. How did I not catch that before selling the game? What? He said the defense is ready. It's English. It's English. You know how colors is said wrong with a U? That's why it's said that way. The night in question, the moment leading up to the to the death of the victim. What proof have you that there was a third intruder at the present at the scene? I have. Well, it's the blood samples that we have in particular. What? Oh, we just have that. Okay.
Take that!
The evidence is right here in this portfolio. By Jove, that portfolio again, is it? Do you expect the court to riffle through your papers itself? Be more specific. You claim one of these blood samples proves the presence of this third intruder. Well, which one is it? It's this one.
Take that!
It's sandwich. It's a taco. No. So, a sub can be a taco, but a taco cannot be a sandwich. See, a taco needs a little piece of it to be connected in order for it to be a taco. Otherwise, it's not a taco. It just wouldn't be the way that it is. Crispy chicken sandwich taco. No. This is a sub. Oh, yes. Exactly. But that's how it goes. So a hot dog could be a taco. But it cannot be a sandwich, because a sandwich is connected together. A sub is a type of sandwich that has connected bread. It is the one thing that actually doesn't like really do it, and it's not in the sense that the sub needs to have it, it just sometimes it comes that way. That's all it is. There appears to be some green paint or some such like around the bullet hole in the middle of the calendar. It's a bloodstain, my lord. A bloodstain? Green blood. Curious. Even for you. Is the court to understand that the intruder was some unhuman creature? It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes. By the great detective! New invention, stop. Not yet appeared in stores, stop. It's this, you see? It doesn't have a name yet, though. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts to, the different elements in people's bloods to change its color. Different elements? People's blood? Yes. Everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is. Yes, it's aliens. Oh, that brings a whole extra dimension to looking at blood. Talk of blood in courtroom, stop. Very exciting, stop. For example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Windybank. A striking blue. I asked her... She didn't have to, like, highlight your thing. I asked her, how do I order a sub? And her response was, from Subway? And I'm like, no, bitch, from the dominatrix star. I mean a substitute for work. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Jeez. Man. Dynamic play. Yes, so you see, the green color of this bloodstain on the calendar shows that somebody else is shot in the main part of the shop. Now hold fire there, young man. Could be from some unrelated incident, couldn't it? No, it's not unrelated. The date showing on the calendar is the date at which Mr. Windybank was killed. By golly! Therefore, we could assume that whoever was shot on the same day. Then whose blood is it? Well, the Scullin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot wounds. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. A third intruder, in fact.
Objection!
Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. We can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is the alleged third intruder? Him.
Take that!
The man's name is Egbert Benedict. Another funny story. I felt so bad. One of my kids, a really low kid, asked how to spell exercise. I said N-O. He wrote it. The rest of the class got it though. Okay, I get you. Because you don't like exercise. I get that. I also don't like exercise. But damn, yeah, that sucks. When the kid doesn't get the joke and you're just trying to be like witty and charming. I feel bad when that happens. When people don't get my jokes. But I feel like it's not just like a quote-unquote autistic thing that people don't get jokes. I think it's also bi people. As I will make this down right here, right now. The one thing that separates bisexuals and pansexual people, the one thing is that pansexual people get jokes and bi people don't. When I say, when they say, yeah, I'm bi, I'm like, okay, why are you leaving? They don't get it. They start going like, what? What? What are you saying? Why did you say it that way? And I'm just trying to be like, it's just a pun off you saying bi, as in like you're leaving, but you're also bi. But whenever I mention that pansexuals have sex with pans, they're like, oh, hell yeah, I do. All the time. You're like, oh, you're going to get a spanking, don't talk shit. What did I do? What did I do? Yeah, that's why I have so many pants. Fucking mommy party. Yeah. You like guys and girls? You're also NB, so, I mean, I'll tell you. Are you bi or pan, Cactar? I could have sworn you were like heck gender. That sounds like a bi statement to me. Bi people are just like, yeah, I'm bi, but they just say they're gay. Yeah, there's that jar. Say I'm gay instead of bi. Jar, I love that little thing. That meme is so great. I just like people. You like sheeple? Yeah. The man's name is Egbert Benedict. I'm not gonna fight you. I don't like furries. I sadly like my girlfriend, who is a scaly. I don't know how I got roped into that. Like, frankly, I thought I was gonna go the full furry route, but no. Diverge. Somewhere down that line, I don't know how that happened. Egbert Benedict. Who on earth are you talking about, Consul? He paid a visit to Windybank's pawnbrokery on the afternoon before the incident took place. The accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into possession. That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Egbert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force. Broker. Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pocket thief has been redeemed an article from you, no? Yes. The article in question belongs to me. I demand it to be returned at once. I'm gonna do that too, because, like, honestly, I'm sweating up the storm here. God, why does AC gotta be expensive? It's like ridiculous amount. Like, I have the money, but I don't have the money. It's ridiculous. I get so annoyed. Because, like, if I were to actually properly get AC, fuck. Like, I had to do several things. I had to do 3 different things in order to get AC. I have to get rid of asbestos in my attic. We have asbestos in their attic. It's great, y'all. Really need to get rid of that. Then on top of that, I need to put insulation in. And insulation, that's going to cost like $4,000 something, which we have the money for. We could totally do that. We could also clear out the asbestos by calling and hiring people and all that such. But then it's the whole entire AC stuff. And like, you gotta get a furnace, you gotta get the AC unit, you gotta get new vents. I have to get new vents for that. And then like, we have to like put up like a bigger quote unquote like hole in the ceiling. It's crazy. More asbestos, more asbestos. No! I need to get rid of asbestos. Asbestos is bad. Move out of this asbestos. Yeah, I'm going to. I need to call the people to actually get that going. I need to do that. Oh no, I have to literally get rid of the asbestos first. I literally have to do that first. Just do your asbestos. Y'all just making the jokes now, huh? Jeez. Everyone who thinks Qatar is hot is gay. Yeah, this is true. This is what happens with all MB people. You just make everybody gay. Them's the rules. And by technical definition, you're always more gay than a gay person. Being NB can be argued that I'm straight no matter who I fuck. No. Literally, NBs cannot be straight. Them's the rules. You just can't be that. Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you rascal. And needless to say, any music box disc too. Inspector Grayson was there at the time. Can attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Could you corroborate this account, Inspector? Yes, my lord. There's more or less what happened. And in the interest of being thorough, I asked Wendy Bank for a print showing the fellow. Taken for the one of his red-handed recorder, Gibbons. Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Winniebank that morning. You claim this man is the brother's accomplice? Well, Mr. and Mr. Scullin? Never seen the geezer before in me life! All me life, Gov, all me life! Never seen him. I fuck all men do so as a log. I'm straight as it gets. No. No way. I'm married to a woman, so like aren't I a straight middle-aged white guy? Like that's like kinda like the worst compliment I've ever heard you give. Just as general. Who would want to be a straight middle-aged white guy? Like, why would you tell yourself that? Why would you say that about somebody? Like, I'm offended for you. Like, honestly. I have all the privilege now. And that's all you get, because no one wants your ass. If you're gonna be like that. Like, every time a customer comes in, and they're a straight middle-aged white guy, I am both scared and pissed off at them at the same time. And they constantly have resting bitch face. And I don't know why that is. They just seem to be angry at the fact that they are. I better scare you. You scare me for different reasons. Shoot. Scare me because you want to scare me. Well. Why can't it be cold? I do have resting bitch face. You do not. You do not. I see too many customers to say you do not. Does it mean you're going to start oppressing minorities? Qatar seems, makes me scare roused. I have really bad RBF. I don't know what RBF is, Rar. Please speak to me like I'm a child. I don't know big words. You tend to oppress all of you. Sit down, so he's going to sit on. Resting bitch face. Neither of you do. Rar, you do not have resting bitch face. You have a more, like, subdued, monotone look to yourself. You're resting bitch face, but I'm evil. It's fair. Laying down, I refuse to move. You know what? Valid audacity. So as rest, no, I don't agree with you. Yes, she does. She is exactly that. I have no idea what's going on face. That's what she got. That's what Rar has. Rar has that specifically. But like bitch face, no. Bitch face is very like that's it the whole entire time. And neither of you gave that impression. So like yeah. Red baby face. I have red baby face. Like look at this shit. Looking just hot in here. God dang. It is hiding my unshaved chin, so I'm glad on that end though. You do have red baby face, yeah. Same though. Okay, let's get back to this. Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witness disagree with the assertion. Sure your lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend. Actual assertion. Which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can. And show us the evidence. I agree. And let's see proof. The clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is a filthy criminal you say he is. This is the last piece of evidence. I had a feeling that something has been missing in this trial from the very start. And now, I'm going to drag it, kicking, screaming into the courtroom. You ready to present your answer to the court, then, counsel? Yes, my lord. The defense will present the evidence now. Prove that the man pictured in the photograph print was in fact struck by the third bullet.
Take that!
The proof is right here, in this portfolio. Good gracious, counsel, does the portfolio contain the answers to every question posed? It apparently does. When I work retail, my boss tried to force me to smile all the time. Fuck the boss! And I'm like, fuck you, dude. Do you know how hard that is? I already do it on the line. That's all that matters. Yeah, honestly. Malicious compliance. Yeah. Not having no matter how much you pay me. Exactly. Told us about once I pulled a Joker all day. That does it. I'm turning into the Joker. Character literally turned into the Joker. That's great. You share my interest in claret colored liquids, my Nipponese friend, but enough. The court demands to see further evidence. Which blood sample proves the man you identify was the one shot by the third bullet at the sign to the crime? Is this one over here?
Take that!
As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully, admittedly, to reclaim the disc from Wendy Banks, which is when the aforementioned Egbert Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. This man that attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no? The writing in this game seems like it's trying too hard. Not really. I mean, it's just translated. It's just funsy. Damn! Why y'all like this? Let me just enjoy my game, God! Like, fuck y'all! No, fuck y'all! Fuck y'all! Why are you here then? I just want to play a game! I just want to play some games! Shoot. That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. But of course, sir. Here's the disc for you. Very well. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute, that disc is mine! What do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal! Being a music box disc, it has countless small but sharp metal protrusions over its surface. Those protrusions caused Mr. Benedict's fingers to bleed, and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now. Goodness! A bloodstain, is it? My assistant and I have just analyzed the bloodstain here in this very courtroom. Using my trusty fogger gun. Fogger gun? Frogger gun? Yes, but we have the results of this portfolio. I say, it's green. Exactly the same. It's exactly the same color as the blood around the calendar. The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Egbert Benedict, who was in Winniebanks earlier in the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night. There we go. We got it. We got it, everybody. My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Egbert Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. Would certainly seem we have ill form to ignore this gentleman's apparent presence.
Objection!
This has gone on long enough now. This vagrant arrogance of the mechanics of law. Sherlock Sholmes, you say? Yes, I've heard the name. The protagonist of the series of short series with the vulgar classes, a god of detection of some such. And now you employ chemical substances devised by that fantastical persona in the highest court in the land. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are not fit to be called evidence. So the bloodstain turned a shade of green. What of it? He is to be successful, providing that no other color in the world will turn the same color. Well... He put his foot literally down. And pray do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Shlum's word for it. Gah! Oof. I knew it would come to this. Of course, Mr. Shlum's invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body. But what other choice do I have? I'm just remembering what Father Christmas over there said before. Oh my gosh, you call him Santa just like freaking Bio did! About how he's temporarily suspending a summation examination. In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it? Good grief! Oh, what do you say, young girl? The summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues, is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now. Yes, she's right. Young lady, you have quite the devious mind. It really just comes down to one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Runo. Is that about right, would you say? Or did I misunderstand something? Unbelievable. Mr. Sloane's partner. It's a force to be reckoned with. Iris Wilson, sharpshooter. To that shrewd, piece of the situation from an entirely unexpected source. It must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion. This is absurd! Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings in this matter. Oh, teachers keep requesting you to take their class? That's nice. That's cutesy. I love to hear girls putting their W's in chat. Please understand. I love to hear a W. Oh, fuck, it's hot. Should probably get a little fan out here. As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I'm sure you could come to fair and just conclusions. So then, state your final decisions in turn, please.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Oh!
Not guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Not guilty.
Yo! We did it! Take that, America! None of these teachers are teaching you negatively to my face after coming out. I'm great. That's great to hear. They're making it hard to retire. Well, take that, Rar, in your face. 2 call guilty and 4 call not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection!
Audacity, did you just post some W's with V's? My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision. On what grounds? If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too arrogant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. I'm sorry, Lord Van Zieks. The outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue. Y'all need to stop messing with me with these V's here. W's! WWWW. Do I need to make you laugh? Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defendant has really reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that will be impossible. What? The name the gentleman gave for himself, Egert Benedict, is quite clearly false. I don't believe it! Just when I managed to prove the man was there that night. Who was that, please? Who spoke? He was me, my lord. Right? That's the fakest name ever. It is. What makes you think I do that? Because you're a little shit, just like everybody else in chat. Messing with me? Juror number 5? What have you say, madam? If possible, Inspector... me, ma'am. I wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again. The one in which the gentleman is shown. All right, yes. This one, you mean? Old Mr. Benedict? Yes. There's no doubt in my mind. Juror number 5? You don't mean to say... You know this man? Yes, I know him. What? No. Good gracious! Order, order, order! Juror number 5, how on earth? I'm a communications officer, stop. As we can clearly see, the gentleman in the photograph is, stop. Also communication officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop. Very talented operator, in fact. Stop. He should be in the communication station now. Stop. Tapping away at the telegraph. Stop. This doesn't seem right somehow. Can't put my finger on why, but it doesn't feel right. Suppose we all imagine the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out he was a respectable job by day, whatever he gets up to at night. So I suppose that's it. I suppose that's why I felt something was wrong. The gentleman is at London's communication station. I should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Van Zeeks, if you please. Yes, my lord. Make the necessary arrangements with all haste. As your lordship bids. The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony. Inspector Grayson? Yes, my lord. Should like to hear from you specifically about events of the pawnbroker in the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. Yes, sir, my lord. Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m. We have a 2-week continues. Hooray! So that means we're gonna continue on with this, but this is gonna be our break. So everybody, please grab snacks, grab water, grab. Well, don't grab yourself. That's a special time for you and you alone. But yeah, I'll be back in just like a minute or so. Let's all have a good time. Yeah. Not too good of a time. Guess what, everybody? I'm back! Maybe a little too, hard on the back part, but whatever. I gotta tell y'all. Sticking my head in the freezer just... I feel like... It feels so good. In comparison to just being in this hot area. Man, I want to see it. But it's whatever. 17th April, 12:41 p.m. The Old Bailey. Defendants at antechamber. Gina, how are you holding up? Starting to feel quite warmly towards her frequently cold shoulders now. Kenny! Are you alright? Why aren't you saying anything? What's the point, eh? Why go to all the trouble and fight so hard? The likes of me. What? Well, you saw it. That picture. What picture? Ah, you mean this. The photograph taken by Hurley's red-handed recorder. Well, I didn't think it would have captured a scene like this, that's for sure. It's hopeless. Anyone sees that's gonna think I did it, ain't they? Well, I won't pretend it wasn't a bit of a shock when the prosecution first presented it to the court. Surely you got your doubts about me now. You still think I'm innocent? Of course I can. Huh. Kenny, why don't you talk to us? Tell us what really happened that night. Rena's cleverly managed to piece together a lot of new information, but still, we'd really like to hear it from you. Alright then. It was after we had that dinner together at your place, right, Iris? Then we all had a chat up in your office, didn't we? Yes, I remember. After that, I just couldn't get to sleep. So I slipped out and went down the street to a 2-to-1 to Winniebank's place. You had to know. If Iris' story was there or not, the Hound of the Bakersfield? I don't know what it's about or nothing. But if you ask me, there's something about it that Shlums don't like. Something what you don't want people reading. So that's why he lied to Iris about sticking it to a look with Winniebank for safekeeping. At least, that's what I thought at the time. So you broke into Winniebank's? I had to know if it was there or not. I mean, I had no idea all that was gonna kick off, did I? Struck the lock and snuck inside. It was dark as you like in there, so I gave the old lamp on the counter a bit of a wick, and that's when... What do you think you're doing? Ah! Nearly died, I did. Next thing I knew... Grabbed the gun off the counter, was wavering in the air like I don't know what. You're the girl who was here this afternoon. I didn't think pickpockets went into full armed robbery. The manuscript. You got it here. Shlum leave a load of papers with you. A story. Beg your pardon? How no, something or other, if it's, I want to see it. Sorry, young lady, but I'm sooner dead than relinquish an article belonging to one of my customers. I don't want it. What would I do with it, anyway? I just want to see if it's here, that's all. Oh, you want to see it, do you? I want to know if Shlum's really pawned it here or not. Please, just let me see it and I'll go. Oh, very well then. For pity's sake, stop wavering my gun around, would you? So an old gov locked the storeroom door. We both went inside. It was there, all right. The manuscript. Shlums weren't lying after all. You did all that just to check for me, Guinea? Anyway, that there was a bit of a kick-up on the main old bit of the shop. The Skolin brothers are arriving at the scene, yes? What was that noise? Someone's breaking in! Dear me. There's some burglars convention here tonight that I don't know about. You forgot to shut the door behind me. Sorry. Better go and take care of it. Could I possibly have my gun back? Oh, well, I'll come with you and... Now don't be foolish, young girl. You must stay right here. Don't leave this room under any circumstances. With that, we took the gun out of me and walked back out into the shop. I hung back in the storeroom like he said, straining my ears in the dark to what was going on. Sounded like they had got into a bit of a scrap. Started to think I should help them, see? So I was just about to go out to the storeroom myself when... I heard a couple shots go off. 2, I think. Almost at the same time. Then there was... right at my feet. Lying down on the floor. I was right next to the storeroom door. So I slammed it shut and locked it quick as I like. He thought whoever had shot Mr. Winniebeak might come for you? Yeah. So I went to grab the old cub's gun. Figure I'll put up a fight at least. But when I got a better look at him, I knew. Winniebeak was a goner. Felt funny in me head all of a sudden. Kinda dizzy. And after that, I don't remember nothing. Must be when you passed out, Gina. If I hadn't done it, if I hadn't done what I'd done, the old cub might still be alive. Did you tell the police everything you just told us? Of course I did. They didn't believe a word of it, did they? All they said was, kept telling lies, and it would make things even worse for me. It'll be alright, Guinea. Don't worry. Just stay strong a little longer. Runa's about to pull the real culprit through the mill. The cub was there in the afternoon. That Aga Benedict? Still run by how he looked at me, like I was nothing. He was there that night. We don't know his real name yet, but I'm convinced that he's involved somehow. Anyway, thank you for telling us what happened, Gina. Appreciate your honesty. You what? You leave it all in Rita's capable hands now, Guinea. Mr. Odo? Yes? How come you trust me? I don't get it. I mean, have you forgot what happened before? Come on. It's only 2 months ago. Me and McGlynn, we tell you a whole pack of lies. And you got the bog trotter off him, even though he was a killer. No, I could never forget that. Oh, did what I thought was best at the time. The pain of that error in judgment doesn't get any easier to bear. Still, don't forget that I also made you a promise. I told you that I'd be on your side to the bitter end, no matter what. But what if I'm lying? I could be working to get another killer off the hook, for all you know. I was once in your position, Gina. I was, the accused in a trial. Yes, you were. The very first one. And poor, poor Iris. You were? Before I left Japan, I was accused of murder. As strange as it might sound, the circumstances of the crime were pretty damning. I was sure that no one would believe it wasn't me who'd done it. Oh, Bruno! There was one person who stood up for me, who believed in me, and was prepared to defend me. My best friend. Rinosuke, no one believes in you more than I do. Leave this to me. All you need to do is put your fate in me, and I'll do the rest. I was so happy I cried. But even then, somewhere inside me, I couldn't help thinking, surely he doesn't really believe in me. Not completely. But I was wrong. As soon as my trial began, it was obvious that he had an absolute, unwavering belief in me. And in turn, I developed an absolute, unwavering belief in him. Since then, I came to realize, if you want someone to believe in you, you have to believe in the other person first. What you saying? I promise you, Gina, that no matter what happens, I'll keep believing in you. So you don't need to worry. I won't let you down. Even though I'm a diver, and no good liar. You're not like McGlynn. I know that. Eh? That's right! You're our friend, Agony. Iris. We know you better than you think. And we come to the conclusion that you're someone we could trust. Yes. It's really all we need to know. Exactly! Mr. Naruto, Oh, she's crying. Defendant Gina Lestrade and your legal representative. Court proceedings are about to resume. Please enter the courtroom immediately. Yes, of course. Thank you. We were having a heartfelt moment, and this bitch did it! Been both a defendant and a defending lawyer in my time, so I knew only too well just how hard it was to put all your fate in another. And I also knew just how hard it was to bear the burden of another putting all their fate in you. This is it at last. Final chapter. Final battle. Wish me luck. This is out the sun. I hope you're watching over me too, partner. Oh, shit. 17th April, 1:41 p.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. Hereby call this court to order as we resume the trial of Miss Gina Lestrade. Lord Van Zeeks, have you successfully subpoenaed the witness? The subpoena was delivered to the communication station where the man works immediately, my lord. However, the heavy rain has delayed the arrival of his carriage, it would seem. I see. Then let us turn our attention to Inspector Grayson's presence of the case heard by the court this morning. The glaring omission of the third bullet in your report is a serious blunder, Inspector. Yes, can only apologize, my lord. Although the defendant's chemical analysis of the blood at the scene makes for a compelling argument. Cannot permit such untired methods to be used as evidence in my courtroom. It's a big mistake to cross Hurley and me. A very big mistake. Oh no, she's gonna kill everybody. She got that gun ready! My lord! The subpoena witness has arrived in the building. Thank you, officer. Show him to the stand without delay. Mr. Ager Benedict. Didn't expect to be crossing paths with him again so soon. Certainly not like this. I did. He looked like the bad guy from the start. He just looked like it. I mean, come on. You show a guy in a white suit that's white, he bad guy. Them's the rules. Them's the rules. If it was a black guy in a white suit, hero. Easily. There they all are. Thank you for complying with the court's subpoena at such short notice, sir. But of course, my lord, as an upstanding member of London society, it is my pleasure to oblige. Now kindly state your name and occupation for the record. Ashley Graydon, Communications Officer. Mr. Graydon and I both work at London's Central Communication Station. Now perhaps someone would kindly explain what all this is about. You were apprised of the situation by the court officer on your way here, I presume? Yes, I was. Something to do with a murder that took place at the pawnbrokers on Baker Street? Some nonsense about me having been there on the night in question? That is the accusation, indeed. This really is beyond a joke, you know. Very well, without further delay, the court will hear your testimony now, Mr. Graydon. You will respond to the accusation made against you under oath. Gladly, my lord. Gladly. Witness testimony. The accusation. Naturally, I have an occasion to make use of pawnbrokery services from time to time. But are you seriously suggesting I colluded with these thugs to break into the place on the night of the murder? I have no idea of your... I have no intention of admitting to such an outrageous accusation. Even if certain parties here present claim that my blood was found at the scene. Some Scaramouche detectives, a homebrewed tencotchery. Couture can hardly be taken as serious evidence. So you deny the accusation completely, do you? I must say, I am dismayed. For the highest court of the land to be swayed by this self-professed detective's toy. It's the will of the jury, and our great British justice system, demands the jury's will is upheld. Then it would seem we have a misfortune of a most inept assembly of jurors today. By golly! How long am I expected to be detained here? The full defense is cross-examination. Your involvement in this matter has not been established. You'll be free to leave immediately. Good. Then I shall be away in time for afternoon tea. Some small consolation, at least. Let's not hold Mr. Grayton any longer than necessary, Counsel. Proceed with the cross-examination. So we meet again, Mr. Egbert Benedict. Or is it Mr. Grayton? My apologies. You are? Renosuke Naruto, a defense lawyer. We have met. If you say so, Ashley Grayton. Enchanted. So. He took off his hat! This is getting to his second form, everybody. Trust we can conclude this quickly. I'm not holding your flashy hat while we do. A vacation and make use upon Brrrr from time to time. We don't need to worry about that. Are you seriously suggesting I concluded with these letters to break to the night of the murder? I'll press that. Have you seen these two men before? This pair? No, I don't associate with criminals. Said by a man who introduced himself as Egbert Benedict. I'd like to know who I have to thank for this. Who made this outlandish accusation against me? The young lawyer there in the block. This is a farce. Whose idea was it to permit an outsider to work into a British court anyway? Well, needless to say, I have no intention of admitting to such outrageous accusations. Where were you at around 1 in the morning in the night in question, sir? That is past the hour at which I would normally retire. Certainly, I was not in the company of these rapscallions. You're able to prove that?
Objection!
Listen carefully, my learned Nipponese friend. For you appear to be under a gross misapprehension on this point. What do you mean? The witness maintains he is not at the scene of the crime. He has no obligation to prove his absence. Your accusation is that the witness was present at the scene. The obligation lies with you to prove your assertion. You will fulfill that obligation before putting any more unreasonable questions to the witness. A silent victory wiggle? Thanks. Oh, man. He's kicking our ass, man. He's kicking our ass hard. We're gonna have to, like, slowly pull this thread. Blood was found at the scene of the crime. There's no question of that. Mr. Shlom's chemical analysis has positively identified the substances as such. But I'm not the only human to have blood running through my veins, am I? How can you be sure that blood is mine? It could equally be the blood of one of these two miscreants. Every individual's blood has a slight different composition, it seems. Mr. Shlom's chemical is able to different... Spare me the science lesson. Who is the Shlom's character, anyway? Oh, I assumed all learners would know the name. He's a great... well, a renowned detective. So even you are unable to bring yourself to say great detective. A great detective, you say? Now we're in the realm of fairy tales, are we? Oh!
Excuse me!
Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Scullin? Because apparently we are in the realm of fairy tales. What, me? No, the Mr. Skull next to you. Hey, there, that actually does work. Well, I had out to here with this. How many times have I got to tell you? Yes, I know. You're not big bruv Scully. Mr. Nash Scullin. God blimey, Gov. You know what? Is it not the case that when Mr. Grayton just spoke, thought went through your mind? Would you care to share that thought with the court? Me thoughts. I don't have none of them. It must have been him. You what? Head empty! Head empty! They're himpifying everybody. Mr. Nash Scullin, answer the question, please! What went through your mind when Mr. Grayton, just spoke? Nothing. Honest, nothing. I wasn't, just thinking. If he, waves his arms around like that much more, I'll open up the wound again, that's all. What wound? Where he took the bullet, of course. It was only 2 days ago. It ain't gonna be healing up, yet. So I was, well, you know, I was worrying for him, and... Oh, hails bells! Mr. Grayton, do you hear that? What? Your comrade is worried about you, it seems. On account of your injured arm. My lord. Yes, Mr. Grayton? No idea what these two wrecks are talking about. Certainly, I shouldn't be expected to answer anything in relation in their mindless insinuations. We know that someone other than the victim was hit by a bullet at the scene of the crime 2 nights ago. And from the height of the bullet hole in the wall, that person would likely hit in the upper arm or thereabouts. Perhaps you're allowed a court official to examine your arm, sir? The left arm that you're currently grasping, collapsing with your right hand, as if in pain. No, I refuse. You have shown no evidence whatsoever that links me to these common thieves. Accordingly, I am not obliged to permit any such invasion of my privacy. It's true. As I've already said, I'm completely uninvolved in all this. I never had anything to do with this pawnbrokery, and this fellow was killed whatsoever. I take offense at the insinuation that I was in any way involved. You claim to have nothing whatsoever to do, Mr. Winniebank's, with Mr. Winniebank's pawnbrokery? My lord, the defense would like, that last statement to be added to Mr. Grayton's, formal testimony. Very well, counsel. Okay, so this is the one we plug at. We got a little string. We did it. We're gonna keep pulling it. I never had anything to do with the pawnbroker's establishment when the man was killed. You did. Never had anything to do with it. You forget that I was there, Mr. Creighton, on the very afternoon of the incident. Obviously, I'm not a complete stranger to the pawnbrokeries. I'm currently on the lookout for an armchair to furnish my study.
Objection!
No, you were there to redeem an article. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Excuse me!
Do you have something to add, Inspector? Come again, Sunshine. You were there too, in fact, weren't you, Inspector? That afternoon? Oh. Well, yes, I do remember meeting yourself in the pawnbrokeries that afternoon. You, your young Japanese assistant, and the accused were all present, as I recall. And at the time, this witness, Mr. Grayton, was trying to acquire a particular article? Well, no. I'm afraid I don't remember too clearly. What? But you must! Not gonna lie and pretend I remember something that I don't. What's going on here? Gracie showed us a picture before, didn't he? You know, from the cameras that Hurley installed in Windybanks? Yes, of course. Indeed, and the gentleman pictured bears a striking resemblance to the witness, I must say. Exactly, which proves that Mr. Creighton was at the shop at the afternoon in question. At no point have I denied that fact. I merely entered the shop to pursue the articles on sale, and I have a word with a broker. Nothing more. This makes no sense. I understand why Mr. Creighton might be trying to cover his tracks. But why would Grayson be trying to avoid giving testimony about what happened? That's all he's going to say on the matter, is it? What do you think, Bruno? I think he has no intention of telling us anything. He's well aware that the less he says, the less chance he has of giving himself away. The complete opposite of Hurley, then. He seems to think that the more he says, the better. Well, at least I managed to freeze a little more information from these witnesses' lips. What is the Scullin brothers? Yes, they really keyed to it after all. So he says he has nothing to do with Windybanks. Well, we know that's not true. Perhaps now would be a good time to have a proper look through the court record. Idea, you never know what tiny scrap of information could become a valuable weapon. I love how Phoenix, the Ace Attorney games are always like that. Like, look through the court record every time that, like, you haven't done a thing. I don't know, it just gets at me. It really do. Ooh. Let's download those. A friend of mine just sent me some new badges that I commissioned them for. So this is gonna be nice. I shall sew them. How to say? Oh, it's hot. Yeah, hot. But I shall sew them tomorrow. And that's all fine. We're good to go. There you go. Naturally, I have a occasion to use the pawnbrokery services from time to time. But are you seriously just loaded with these thugs? No intention of admitting such outrageous accusation. All it seems is serious. The bottom line is, I never had anything to do with the pawnbrokery.
Hold it!
Don't forget, sir, that Mr. Herlock Sholmes is the most famous detective in the world. And the most famous detective in the world tells the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth, no. Can't think of a way to answer that. I once saw the world's most famous swindler thrown into jail. He allegedly told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but. What turned out to be a pack of lies. Quite now. As you are no doubt aware, the Central Communication Station is the heart of this country's information network. My work there is of prominent importance, and you have kept me from it for long enough already.
Hold it!
Yes, we even met at the very pawnbrokery where the crime took place at the afternoon in question. Though, of course, you introduced yourself by a different name in the time. Was Mr. Eggert Benedict, I believe? Tell me, what made you... The witness is here to testify about events that took place that night. He is under no obligation to answer such unrelated questions. Can't be serious. Thank you. Because I certainly do not feel inclined to answer such an inappropriate question. So he's going to be evasive, is he? The effort not to give anything away. This could be tricky. Definitely is. We only have other people to really go off of with his things. Oh, frack. It's so hot. So bloody hot. What is with this? Whew. I don't know what's with today. What's with all this week just being as hot as it is? Oh. I'll be taking it serious. Bottom line is, I never had anything to do with the pawnbroker's establishment when where the man was killed. You did though. You had specifically this. Turned clean when analyzed. Well, you just know that he wanted it, and that's all I would really want to establish is that he wanted it. But it doesn't say that he wanted it, you know? So do we put out the picture right here? Wait, do we have the picture? Okay, nothing there. Oh, jeez, it's hot. Rara's going to stream the new updated Phasma for an hour in the dark. Good luck! I'm not doing it. I'm not good with scary games, and frankly, I don't ever plan to play a scary game. Ever. Well, maybe Resident Evil 4, but that'd be it. That's as scary as I get here. It's PG, anyway. She's going to scream and cry. I would scream and cry. You challenged her to 1 hour? That's mean. That's mean of you to do so. It's hot. Why is it so hot? What is with it being as muggy and as possible? I don't get it. I do not get it. 68. Why you gotta be mean to me? Why you gotta say those things to me? Should just come over from now on. I do have to be here to do stuff, and my car can't go over there. Otherwise, I would go over there. Trust me, believe me, I would. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. The third bullet. Yeah, it's a car issue. I'm literally just trying to, like, make sure that if it does break down, I am near the place that I'm at. And I, generally speaking, do not want to, Okay, sorry, I had to reply to a friend of mine that's doing artwork. Yeah, last car was in a situation. Yeah, exactly. Like, literally, I just have to make sure the car just lasts long enough for the end of the year. And then the car will be replaced by a new car. And that car will actually be able to, like, go places. And it has air conditioning. Oh, air conditioning is good. Thank you. I'm glad you get me, Kaka. You're the only one that gets me. I don't think I have evidence, and anything that I do or do not have. Detectives homebrewed tentative hardly taken as serious evidence. We don't really have anything else here. We don't have that. This is not needed. We have this. Yeah, we have two of them. And bring the AC if it worked like that. I know, right? She's gonna piss herself? Oh my god. Are you into that? My goodness. There's that thing where people are into other people peeing in like all that such. Like it's a thing. I'm into her being terrified but not pissed. I mean, like, I feel like seeing someone pee their pants is not the same. Oh fuck! God damn it! Cecil, why you gotta show up in that moment? God damn it! God damn it! Perfect moment! Girlfriend walks in, me talking about peeing pants. No, I don't. I mean... Maybe I do. Well, of all the times, right? Go watch the VOD. Leave me alone. I'm trying to figure out how to like get this dude to be accomplice here, but just nothing is out and about that I could just like deck him in. What if we press this again? Yeah, go, roll. Freaking skeleton shit. Oh, the freaking pan thing. Freaking Azazel knows my thing about my theory of pan and bi people. I've told her to her enough, I feel, that she at least has an inkling of what I was talking about. Yeah, so there's something there. But that was added. No, I don't! I do not want to be spanked with a skillet. I get jokes, yeah, you're panting, babe. I know. Forget that I was there. Yeah, you were there.
Objection! Is that right?
See, you did it again!
Excuse me!
Do you have something to add, Inspector? Come again, Sunshine. You were there too, in fact, weren't you, Inspector? That afternoon. Well, yes, I do remember meeting yourself and the pawnbroker that afternoon. You, your young Japanese assistant and the accused were all present, as I recall. And at the time, this witness, Mr. Grayton, was trying to acquire a particular article. Potatoes, yep, potato chips. Well now. I'm afraid I don't remember too clearly. What? But you must! Not going to lie and pretend I remember something that I don't. What's going on here? Showed the picture before, didn't he? You know, from the cameras that Hurley installed. This bears a striking resemblance to you. So do we just... Like Grayton was at the shop? Yes. No point have I denied that fact. I merely entered the shop to pursue the articles on sale and have a word with the broker. Nothing more. Makes no sense. I understand why Grayton may be covering his tracks. Yeah, but why is Grayson? I don't know why Grayson is... Yeah, he doesn't have any intention of telling us, but we need to get somebody? I'm guessing that's where we have to do. All things to the Skull and Brothers. Do we have to, like, go for that? To have a proper look.
Hold it!
See, we're saying it's that, but we can't present this because it's not gonna, like, do a thing. The most we could do is have this. or rather this right here, but that's not really gonna do much. And we don't have anything more. This 1 a.m. is all that. I just... So he's always looking at them. Needless to say, just such an outrageous thing. Just press that real quick. Where were you around the morning in question? And then he doesn't have to answer this because it's a burden of proof situation.
Objection!
Fucking hell, goddammit.
Hold it!
I guess it was this one that we saw the thing. Central communication. What work is that? Victory wiggle, indeed. I guess we don't get that other part, we get the Grayson bit.
Hold it!
Was it this one that was it? Because there's two that did the thing.
Objection!
I don't know. That one doesn't do it, that doesn't do it, that doesn't do it. This does it.
Hold it!
So we're going back here to hear the rest of his statement because we've never got his full statement.
Is that right?
Sorry? You must be confusing me with somebody else. I wasn't there for any such purpose. But the redemption ticket! I won't get you anywhere, Aruno. Iris, what do you mean? Mr. Winniebank never wrote the names of his customers on his redemption tickets, so he can't prove the ticket was his. Ah, of course. She's right. I'm afraid you're going to need to produce some irrefutable evidence here. Otherwise, he'll never admit to being there. Irrefutable evidence. Yeah, but I don't have, like, they showed a picture, but I don't have it. They didn't give me that to me. Hot. Why is it so hot? The bloody disc? Yeah, I guess we could just do the bloody disc. Because the bloody disc was there to be scratched for sure. So I'm guessing that is the case, yeah. That would make sense, babe. I agree with your consensus. Okay. So first things first. Boop, 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 boop. Save. Because we just need to make sure that he was there. This is the only thing that's proving, not that he's proving that he was there at the spot, just there. So present.
Objection!
Yeah, that was it. Have you ever seen this disc before, Mr. Grayton? Why? Is it supposed to mean something? This disc was until the day of its murder. In Mr. Winniebank's shop. You did nail it, babe. It was redeemed by the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, that afternoon. However, somebody mysteriously appeared to try to take it from her. And that somebody was you, of course. Wasn't it, Mr. Grayton? As I have reiterated numerous times now, you are mistaken. That was not me. I never seen that disc before in my life. May have escaped your notice, but there is a small smear of blood on the disc. Ah, yes, resulting from an abrasion of the thumb, perhaps. That's right. The surface of the disc is covered in hundreds of tiny little metal bumps. The skirmish to acquire the disc, the thumb of the person who tried to take it suffered minor lacerations. Lacerations? So, while the disc bears the remnants of that skirmish in the form of this smear of blood, the thumb of that person in question must bear the remnants also, in the form of a scratch. Good gracious, indeed it must! Mr. Grayton, you refused to allow a court to examine your arm before. Are you now going to refuse to allow us to examine your thumb? Because I had no doubt it bears a small scratch consistent with the smear of blood on this disc. Well, well. It would seem I underestimated you. Oh, we're gonna see hands on stream. We won't see hands. What is the meaning of this? So you admit it now. You admit you have a scratch on your thumb from when you attempted to take the disc from the defendant. So he's partly in it now. Ah, cold water just hits. Blood and pornography? Oh my god. I can see it too. Freaking, wouldn't it be like something akin to like that nice dude like holding a door for you and like tucking you in at night and things like that? It would appear there have been something of a misunderstanding here. I do not attempt to take the disc, as you put it. No, quite the reverse. What are you trying to say? It's really quite simple, you see. The disc was mine from the outset. Is there some crime in taking an item that you owed at a pawn? What? It would seem, Mr. Creighton, that in this piece of evidence, my learned friend has established a link between yourself and the incident. Accordingly, you will tell the court everything you know about the disc, but now, as you wish. Though I'm quite sure it was nothing whatsoever to do with the pawnbroker's murder. Winky face. Here we go again! The disc! There's a note on the disc saying for McGlynn, but the item belongs to me. The redemption ticket was stolen from me by the accused, the filthy gutterling, on the day in question. Proceeded at once to the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem my article. In the end, of course, the disc was taken by the police. In other words, I had absolutely no reason to break into the shop later that same night. No reason to break in. It wasn't. So no, you mentioned things before. I remember him mentioning, "Where's the other disc?" He got all uppity about it. McGlynn, you say? The famous London philanthropist? Person who gives money. Who perished in this very courtroom 2 months ago after being acquitted of a distinctly messy murder. Yes, my lord. The one and the same. Good lord! Mr. Grayton. Are you saying that Mr. McGlynn and yourself were acquainted? Yes, that's correct. Order. Well? Certainly didn't expect to hear that name uttered here in the courtroom today. According to what Gina told us, this was placed in the pawn on the fateful night 2 months ago. McGlynn himself gave instructions to deposit it to Windybanks. It's funny that Mr. Grayton here is claiming the disc belongs to him then, isn't it? In all likelihood, he's lying. So he appeared that afternoon in Windy Banks in order to get his hands on McGlynn's disc, for some reason. Counsel, you will commence your cross-examination, please. Oh my god. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's hot. Okay, saying for McGlynn belongs to me. It was stolen from me by the accused. No, it was not, though. We have two. So you're saying that Miss Lestrade lifted the ticket from your pocket or bag? That's right. Despite being mindful of danger when walking into the, insalubrious, areas her kind frequent.
Objection!
Miss Lestrade did no such thing! Well, of course he would take that stance. The girl's a regular offender. Came to the pawnbroker that day prepared with all the information you needed to identify the defendant. You were looking for her. That's when you what brought you to Windy Banks. To get your hands on Mr. McGlynn's disc.
Objection!
My learned friend is a veritable font of nonsense. Nonsense? Concur with the prosecution. Counsel, you will refrain from conjecturing in this way. Is that clear? Yes, my lord. And I will continue with my testimony for what possible use it could be. Proceeded at once to the shop in order to explain the situation, redeem my article.
Hold it!
You didn't know that. You ever been to Windy Banks before? Only once, for the purposes of pawning something. But like many, I enjoy browsing in such establishments. So when you noticed the pickpocket had taken your ticket, you chased after her. Is that correct? Yes, that's right. I noticed at first, of course. Such is the art of the pick purse. But when I did, I headed to the pawnbroker at once, in order to reclaim my coat before the death I could. I was merely trying to recover what was rightfully mine in the first place. You can see what he likes before, because he knows we have no evidence to contradict him on this. In the end, of course, this was taken by the police. Yeah, that is correct. There's literally something else we could go about that. In other words, I have absolutely no reason to break into the shop later that night.
Hold it!
When you had to have gone there to deposit the item in the first place? No, someone else could deposit for you. You just need the safe word and another thing, so you could have just done that. So that's the thing. Perhaps you've seen something of value among the forfeited items? No, not at all. Oh? A valuer was brought in by the police to assess everything in the shop. Without exception, every article on the shelves was common or garden bric-a-brac. In that case, it's clear that you broke into the shop later that day in order to recover Mr. McGlynn's disc. You've not been listening, man. Even if I wanted to recover the disc. You may recall that it had been seized by the police that afternoon. There's no more in the shop that night than I. As I keep saying, I simply had no reason to break in. There was nothing in McGlynn's left at the shop that night that this man might have been after. I wonder if that's really true. Bruno, if you have some evidence, then let him have it. I'm dying to see that irritatingly assured expression of his crumble. So this is where we present evidence, yeah? McGlynn slipped the disc into his coat pocket and had it deposited at Windy Banks. Then, when he realized he was going to be arrested on suspicion of the omnibus murder, he threatened Gina and forced her to take the redemption ticket. There's no doubt about it. That witness lying through his pearly white teeth. Pearly white teeth? In England? I feel like that's the most lie I've seen. Police were obviously after anything left behind by McGlynn as well. That's why Inspector Grayson ended up taking the disc into custody that day. Grayson's being very strange about all this. There must be a reason for that, I'm sure. I just don't know what it is. For now, I need to focus on exposing the fact that Mr. Graydon is lying in his testimony. Bloody doubtful. What is bloody doubtful? The pearly white teeth, I guess.
Hold it!
Yes, he was taken by Inspector Grayson here, wasn't it? That's right. That was the very man. Apparently the police are collecting anything that was connected to Mr. McGlynn as evidence. So, this is what we got. There we go, that's what I needed.
Excuse me.
Is something wrong, Inspector? What do you mean? The last remark Mr. Graydon made in his testimony seemed to trouble you in some way. No, it didn't. It's nothing. Leave it alone. Let me ask you this, Inspector. Why is Scotland Yard gathering Mr. McGlynn's possessions? Can't tell you something like that, Sunshine. What is it, Inspector? Investigative secrets. Yes, exactly. You should know all about that. Madness McGlynn, who died so unexpectedly after his trial 2 months ago. A man renowned throughout the capital for his great contributions to public life. Yet he had a dark side, too. Where are you going with this, Van Zeeks? Suppose the police are dealing with the aftermath of his nefarious activities, are they? That's enough! Coppers like me have duties to carry out that we're not able to talk about. That's all you need to know. Duties conferred by Lord Strongheart, I presume. The Lord Chief Justice appears to have great faith in you, Inspector. The bottom line is, if you want to get more out of me, you're gonna need Lord Strongheart's pawn print first. What's all this about? It's like there's something going on between Grayson and Lord Van Zeeks here. Well, it would appear that the Inspector has revealed all he is at liberty to reveal. Mr. Graydon, let us return to your testimony. Gladly, my lord. No! I accidentally pressed it! No! I pressed button! I didn't mean to press button, sorries. I pressed the button too fast. I didn't mean to do that. Saying, okay.
Hold it!
Item belongs to me. Why does it belong to you? Would you care to explain how this belongs to you? As you will observe, communication officers such as myself commands a fine salary. You're certainly exquisitely dressed, sir. So you see, I have little need to make use of services provided by the pawnbrokery trade. However, I did once find myself in difficulties having misplaced my purse whilst on an errand, which is why I pawned my fine black overcoat to the broker in question. You claim that was your overcoat? Obviously. And in my haste, I clean forgot. The music box disc was in its pocket. And yet there's a note on it that reads, "For McGlynn. I'm a collector of rare, unusual music box music. I first met Mr. McGlynn at the Gentleman's Club in the city, and was interested to discover that he shared my penchant in that area. So the disc in question is a pre-production example. I promised to let Mr. McGlynn hear it. Then you forgot it was in your pocket, of the overcoat you were forced upon. Yes, exactly. Gina didn't mention any of that in her testimony 2 months ago, did she? No, because McGlynn had threatened her to keep her mouth shut. Which means that if we dig too deeply here, It's going to expose Gina's perjury. Oh dear, this is complicated, isn't it? Let's leave her alone for the time being. Oh, she's gonna get perjurized, huh? It was stolen from me by the accused. The filthy... Like, why you gotta say the filthy gutter trash? Seated at once to the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem my article. In the end, of course, this was saved the police. In other words, absolutely no reason to break in the shop later that night. Absolutely no reason.
Hold it!
Something of value in forfeited items. No, not at all. Oh. A value was brought into the police list. Okay, that's what it was. Like, how? How does he know for sure it was her? Pickpockets tend to be much better about detection. Exactly! It's definitely one of those situations that, like, this dude is clearly lying, and he's an asshole. He's an asshole. Okay, come on. God dang it. I just want to get done with this testimony. I think I'll be done for the night. Because I do want to call my girlfriend, because I miss her. I miss her. Some evidence that will let him have it. I'm dying to see the irritating... Okay. His coat! I don't have it. I don't have his coat. So this is problem. I do not have the coat. Oh my god. Took like 5 years to get through. No one is saying McGlynn item belongs. I should take it was stolen from me on the day in question. Instant death and all that. Today's paper. No, that's not what we need. We look over here. Bullet pouch. Only that. We need something else, but I don't know where to get it. We probably do get his coat, but I do not have it yet. We probably need to go further in the little thing. Oh, God dang it. Stop. So, what if we go over here, do this, press this, and we'll just go further ahead of his little thing. Apparently the police are collecting things for Mr. McGlynn.
Right?
Evidence. So the inspector said, at least, as he seized my disc. Thanks to that skirmish with that Rastral, I snapped at the end of my thumb at the same time. The disc in question is this disc here? Yes, it is. Scotland Yard had indeed been gathering in items believed to have been the property of Miss McGlynn, presumably to aid the investigations in some way. Not something I would be aware of. Really didn't know the man well, anyway. After all, I'm merely a communications officer with a penchant for music boxes. And flamboyant poses. You know what I could do is, I could present with the paper here. Or rather, the morning paper, which contains an article about government secrets being leaked to foreign agencies. But that's the only real clue I have going on here. Like, I don't have his little coat thing or anything. There isn't like a coat here. Then the next one, this is broken. This is slightly moved. And that's all we really got. I don't... Music box wouldn't do anything. This might do something, but I I don't know. 13th April, 9 p.m. Date deposited. Redemption deadline. Same thing over here. Does the coat of the murdered match his coat? We don't have a coat. We don't have a coat as evidence. Just straight up, we do not have a coat. Otherwise, I could just pin it on the fact that the coat does not fit him, because it doesn't. I went to the shop in order to explain my situation and redeem my article. But you didn't. There's 2 redemption tickets. Coat. Oh! There's a coat right here. This is for a coat, eh? 1 gentleman's overcoat. Maybe that's what it is. Or to explain my situation and redeem my article. What if it's the more stuff we have here? 10 shillings, 1 small box. 13th February. Mr. Winningbeck appears to have used the back of the photograph to write out a redemption ticket. He's written it very neatly, but still. Has he ran out of paper? So had to use anything he had at hand. It's hard to know what's the front and what's the reverse now. Okay. The disc wasn't listed in being his pockets. It was in the pockets, though. That's the thing that gets me. So Winningbeck appears to have used the back of the photograph to write out a redemption ticket. He's written it very neatly, but still. Perhaps he ran out of paper, so he had to use anything he had at hand. It's hard to know what's the front and what's the reverse side now. I don't know. There's literally no reason to break in there. Like, he just straight up had no reason? Because he doesn't know about that script. So that script wouldn't matter. So it's not that. Paperwork signed showing the Scotland Yard detects gains access. There are no signs of drama. Just, you know, why is his blood green? It's a little thing that made a thing happen. I don't know what they want me to do here. Full of device that allows anybody to see. Music box sticks. The smear of blood on it turned green when analyzed. Pouch. Third thing. I don't have the evidence, it feels like. It just doesn't feel like I have the evidence, and I just don't know where I'm getting it.
Hold it!
I feel like I didn't get everything, but did I?
Objection!
Yeah, she's a regular offender. Came to the pawnbroker that day, prepared with all the information. You were looking for her, and that's what, when you brought you to Windybanks. Okay. Your hands on the disc. And then, no, nonsense. It's apparently conjecture. Continue my testimony when possible. One small box. 13th February. 15th February. 1 gentleman's overcoat. £1. 15th. Redemption deadline. Date deposited 15th February. 15th April. 13th April, 13th February. That is a different one. I don't know. I genuinely do not know what I'm looking for, and like I would hope to know what it is. Maybe if I press this again and I press him.
Hold it!
So I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna press him, and then I'm gonna press the guy, and I think that's what I do. Because like I have a little information.
Excuse me.
Because he's not talking, and it's just like, what? Yeah, investigative secrets. Come on. Gamzee Aftermath? Well, I don't know what you mean by Gamzee. Is this a Homestuck thing? Duties? Lord Chief Justice. Yeah, he's not letting me present anything. They're following me up with this little thing because it feels like I go pursue that, but I can't pursue it. I don't get the ability to pursue it. Please no Homestuck in chat. Please. This is a Christian server. I have absolutely no reason to break into the shop later that same night. Yeah, no reason to break into the shop. One small box. Man, I just... I don't know. I genuinely do not know what I hit at. The only thing I can think of is that little thing. Breaking into the shop for the box. Yeah, I was thinking of that too. But that feels like such a thing.
Objection!
It's that?! Oh my god! I was thinking that, but that just felt too loose. It just felt too loose to me. This disc was deposited at Windy Banks on Magnus McGlynn's instructions. You knew that, and you went there with the intention of obtaining it for yourself.
Objection!
Conjecture again. In any case, the disc was taken into custody by the police that afternoon. The witness had no reason to visit the pawnbrokery again that night.
Objection!
Felt loose to you, but tight to me. Oh my god, babe! Again. Sorry, my learned friend, but that's not true. What? Mr. McGlynn had another article on pawn at Windy Banks. As this second pawnbroker's ticket proves. There were two articles belonging to Mr. McGlynn in Windy Banks' pawnbrokery. And the reason you broke into the shop that night was to recover the second one. Together with your two accomplices, the Scullin brothers. This is the second ticket, it seems. What had the man deposited? The article description reads, one small box. Rather vague description, it seems to me. Are you suggesting that I broke into the pawnbrokery with these clowns in order to steal some trinket box? I believe there are adequate grounds to suspect that you did. This is absurd. Why on earth would I do such a thing? Once the article had been forfeited, I would simply walk into the shop and proceed and purchase it. There would be absolutely no need for me to resort to theft. That's a good point. Indeed. The witness makes a solid argument. So that means that, for some reason... Description vague for a reason, probably. Yeah, I just needed it to say something like, for a box. I know it said it, like, vaguely, but, like, that was the thing that I was like, I don't, So that means that for some reason, this Graydon fellow, I need the small box that, very night, does it?
Objection!
It's time to put an end to this nonsense. My lord? Could it be a little less cryptic, Lord Van Zieks? I do hate to ruin my learned friend's argument, but the truth is quite, incontrovertible. Incontrovertible? Incontrovertible? I hate words! Why are words like this? Word bad! On the night in question, no small box was taken from Wendy Big's pawnbrokery. Leave me alone. And rest assured, the prosecution can prove it. What? Good gracious! Inspector, show the photograph of prints to the court, if you please. Yes, sir! What prints? These prints were taken from one of the detective's security cameras. Oh, Hurley's red-handed recorders again. It's previously explained using this plan of the shop layout. The victim's establishment was furnished with automatic cameras in 2 locations. One was set to capture the corner where Mr. Windybank received his customers, and the other was set to capture the shelves at which articles were placed for sale once forfeited. According to the information on this ticket, McGlynn's small box had been forfeited already. 2 days before the incident, at 9 p.m. on 13th April, to be precise, which means it would have been on the shelves of forfeited items in the shop front. Now, what I have here is a print ticket, print taken by one of the cameras about 2 hours before the incident. It's at 11 p.m. at 15th April. The victim was similarly had a very full shop, it would appear. Then here we are with another print. This one was taken about 2 hours after the incident. Oh, the horseman died. See, so we have 2 pictures to compare. Oh no, the horse is just very flat-headed. Let's see here. What is placed to where? It doesn't look like anything's different. Things maybe move slightly, I think, is the case here. I don't see anything different about it. Oh, that makes me sad. I can't see anything notable. Man. Well, I must say that placing them side by side leaves me cold. Dear me, it's starting to make my head ache. Obviously, at Scotland Yard, we consider death as one possible motive in this case. We explore the possibility that something had been taken in addition to the victim's life. So the men had already compared these 2 prints thoroughly, Inspector. Yes, sir. We counted every single item in each of these 2 photographic prints. And the Yard's conclusion is that exactly the same number are present in both. In other words, nothing was taken from the pawnbroker the night in question. And my learned friend's assertion is nothing more than a hopeful fantasy. Oh, I don't believe it. I could just show that he stole McGlynn's pawned box. Nothing for the shells in the photo specifically. I don't know. The contents of the box were taken. Yo! Yo! Azazel! Oh, you're so smart. I love you. I've been able to break him down at last. You know what, Runo? I've been thinking. One of these two photographs really are exactly the same. What? So, counsel, in the light of evidence put forward by the prosecution, what is your position? It seems that, in fact, on the night in question, nothing was stolen from the victim's establishment. Do you accept the prosecution's assertion? I don't know. Could there be some hidden discrepancy in these two photographic prints somewhere? Use a piece of evidence. Well, for now, I think this is a good place to end it, to be honest. I am tired, I want to talk to my GF, and we've been running for quite some time. So, with the little time that I can talk to her, I will talk to her and have a good time. Thank you, Mommy Party, for showing up, as well as you two, Azazel. Thank you. Cactar and Raw for showing up. It was a pleasure having you around, as well as you two, Audacity. As always, you and your system are always welcome, as well as you two, Mr. Sloth. Even though all were being mean to me in my video game. Just like video flames, okay? Is that so wrong? Jeez. Okay. But yeah. Go in bed now. Or rather, go ahead and talk to your girlfriend. Sayonara. Bye-bye.